Hello everyone, and welcome to the Bandit's domain. Recently went on a backpacking trip with this little dude. Oh, and it was only after we got back home from the adventure that I realized, oh shit, should have brought my GoPro with me. Once again, I've been fairly inactive on my channel, as though I needed some time for reflection and stuff. But, you know, I don't know if this is just because of the stuff I'm looking at any given time due to my mindset or what, but I've been looking at some of the MGTOW community content, and I think a lot of it is a lot more, a lot of it should be more palatable to the public in general. Let's see. I was watching The Wall, and that content creator is pretty fair. He talks about rules. He also talks about exceptions. He also talks about how sad it is that society in general is fucked up. Oh, here comes another human. I'll return. Yeah, this is our state flower right here. It's a yucca. It's already got seed pods, which is kind of surprising. I didn't think they got seed pods this early in the year. I thought it was more around fall. Guess it already flowered and everything, huh? Well, anyway, I've never been on this trail, so I asked that guy. I asked that dude. He had nice dogs. I asked that dude. I'm trying to take a 7-mile loop. Nothing is really very well signed out here, so anyways, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, current MGTOW content creation. Maybe that's why I haven't heard anything about MGTOW in the last couple years, really. What a lot of people do is when there's something they don't understand, or something they don't like, or something they can't see themselves doing, and they somehow feel threatened by it, oh, they like to look at it in the worst light that they possibly can. And yeah, I don't know, I'm so out of the loop. I just went ahead and looked up MGTOW content in general, and I'm talking, come on guy, come on, let's go. I'm talking about the general feel of the stuff I found. Are you already tired, dude? We're not even a mile in. Come on. Good boy. So, come on, guy. That's the whole thing with a lot of stuff, though. Come on, dude. Is a lot of people want to argue by the exceptions. A lot of you know about my come on, my lifestyle that's not really based on welfarism, but I do care about the welfare of everybody. People will take that and take the exception to the rule, and take like the 20% of the 1% and be like, well, what about this? It's like, well, that's not how the fucking world works, man. If you're looking into something and you want to generalize it, the best thing to do is look at the statistical likelihood of the outcome or the circumstance of certain stuff. And you see, the reason we do that is partially because statistics do matter, right? Statistics matter. But it's something that's built into human nature. Generalizations. Now, sometimes generalizations aren't fair. If, 60% of men are this way, then sure, you can be on guard, and until I prove to you otherwise, you can assume that I may potentially be like that, because I am a man, and this thing, whatever it is, 60% of men do, then statistically, a stranger encountering me can more often than not expect me to be that way. But once I prove to somebody otherwise, it's unfair to still continue being judged based on that generalization. So that's the instance where generalizations are not fair, that kind of stuff. Generalizations to using those to judge people or circumstances and reach a verdict before even experiencing any of it. That's another instance where generalizations are unfair. The reason people use generalizations is statistical likelihood, and once again, it's very human to jump to conclusions based on statistical likelihoods. Come on, guy. How do you think we've survived for so long? Come on, dude, let's go. Good boy. Like, how do you think we've survived so long? It's looking at circumstances, looking at certain animals, and all that stuff. And trying to decide what's the most probable outcome of this circumstance. Now, for me, I don't know, I wouldn't call myself a MGTOW dude, but I do have a newborn desire to be alone, hopefully indefinitely. Now, that's based on statistical probabilities. Statistical probabilities from where I'm sitting, based on all of my past experiences and circumstances, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. It never works out. Klaus. And so, from where I'm sitting, it's like, why bother? Fuck it. If I can enjoy a Monday morning like this just fine on my own, then the fuck else do I need? But yeah, one thing I thought was cool and fair concerning content creators that I've seen. Oh yeah, okay. This is not the trail I intended to be on. But they're pretty fair in that they acknowledge the exceptions. That, like, hey, there are good, as they call them, trad wives out there. There are women that would make good partners for dudes like me out there. But man, I don't know. Maybe it's my process. Maybe it's maybe it's the way I go about things, but it's just so time consuming, energy intensive, resource intensive, that like, I don't know, it's just not worth it to me. I've given this a lot of thought over the last 6 months in my solitude. Man, I just don't fucking, not feeling it, man. That backpacking trip we went on was fucking exquisite. It was so fucking amazing. Oh man, and the river water out there tastes so good. Don't worry, I wasn't drinking the river water straight. I was filtering all of the sediment and bacteria out of it. It was so tasty, man. So good. You're a good boy, Klaus. Yeah, I guess this is usually a dirt biking trail. Hence all the bumps and shit. But yeah, once again, maybe it's my current mindset and my level of peace with myself and my circumstance. Don't get me wrong, I was all pissed off at first. Like, why me and blah blah blah. It's like, well, me, because I made decisions. I made a decision to take risks, and the results were the lesser favorable results that I knew were potential outcomes. So I think that's one reason it's not taken me very long to come to peace with everything. This kind of stuff is another part of it. It's another part of me coming to peace with everything. Yeah, it's so beautiful out here, isn't it, Klaus? Hey, he's fucking burning up. The mountains we went backpacking in were a lot cooler than this. Come on, guy. And there was one peak that we went by. We didn't go up it, but we went by it, and there was still snow on it, so he's like, what the fuck? This is bullshit, dude. Back in this fucking heat. Huh, Klaus? Yeah, this is the kind of shit we've been doing for a little while. Especially since it's summer and we've got the time and the weather to do this kind of stuff comfortably. But he's not very comfortable. So yeah, it's been helpful. I've also restarted my grow up. I was dedicating so much time and energy to that one prospect that I didn't have any left for growing anymore, and I just kind of like stopped my operation right in the middle, and damn, I still had plants standing up, completely dried up in one of the tents, and I still had some buds hanging in the tent, and I was just like, yeah, it was kind of sad walking back into that after I had abandoned it for about 6 months. I was like, oh fuck, it's right where I left it. But I'm back into it, and I'm doing even better this time with growing. Honing my skills. So yeah, I got a maid. I have somebody to do my laundry for me. I get my groceries delivered. I have all the tasks that my past partner was taking care of delegated out now. And you know, it's cheaper and more time efficient, so there's no complaints there. Pretty good. What do you smell or hear, guy? Let's do it. Yeah, what else did I want to talk about? There was something else. Oh yeah, investments. Yeah, that last prospect, that wasn't really an investment. I spent, I calculated it. I spent about somewhere around 20 grand more than I would have otherwise. Besides, you know, essentials and stuff, you know. I spent somewhere around 20 grand on dates and shit that I don't need, shit that we didn't need, and stuff just to keep somebody else happy. So since then I mean, it wasn't hard because I didn't really want to be spending that much money on shit, but somebody else was getting joy out of it, so I didn't mind. Like, guess what I'm saying is I normally wouldn't have done all of that. I would have done shit like this, where it cost me like $3 worth of gas to get out here, and then, because now I have a Prius. Cost me like $3 worth of gas to get out here. We go walk around. The water I have in my backpack is practically free. I already have all of our gear, you know. It's like, this is a whole day outing pretty much too, so this is the kind of stuff I like doing. But all that fucking money, now instead I'm putting it to investments. I don't know if I told you all about this piece of land somewhere. I won't disclose where, because I'm buying land out there now. But there's a piece of land out there somewhere that, and you being fucking lazy, dude, you were ready to go. You were ready to go and everything, and now you're just chilling. Come on, dude. Good boy. Yeah, there was this piece of land out there somewhere. The way I see it, it's part of my inheritance. But, you know, my mom holds it, and at one point she was complaining about the taxes on it. I was like, yeah, I'll take it off your hand. And she's like, okay, well, why don't you get a price together, you'll pay for it, and we'll see. So I gave her a price that was really fair, slightly above market value price. Well, she told me that for me she wanted quadruple that amount, and I'm like, yeah, I'm not paying quadruple the generous market value of my inheritance in order to acquire it. Like, that's just ridiculous. So I've been buying property out there. Oh, it's been great. The only thing is I have a very common name, so they keep mixing me up. They keep mixing me up with other dudes that have the same name as me, and oh, it's a whole process. Even though I have all the cash to buy the land, cash, and pay for all the fees and the surveys and everything, I have the cash, but for some reason I gotta pass all of these preliminaries to make sure I don't have liens against me and stuff. It's like, man, what do you guys care? I don't get it. So it's like, man, what do you guys care? I'm gonna give you all of this cash, and like, even if I did have liens against me, which I don't, even if I did, like, the lien holders, if they file a lien against me, like, yeah, I could lose that property, but you guys already made your money off of me. So I don't understand their reasoning behind, like, wanting to investigate me when I have all the cash for the property and the fees and the surveys and and everything in my pocket. And I showed them, I'm like, look, I have this and then some to cover all of you. And I could just give it to you right now. But it's not how it works. I don't get it. It's a fucking bureaucracy. But anyway, at least, you know, I can take that money and that I would otherwise not have, probably. And I can take it and buy land out where there's land that I was supposed to inherit from my father. Or at least that's the way I see it. So I'm kind of like slowly working at rebuilding this empire that my father built for me and my brother to inherit. I'm just kind of slowly building it up for myself. I don't know what my brother's doing. It seems like he might be doing about the same kind of deal. He says he has a lot of money too. So that's good. Because according to my mother, we're not going to get any of it. Any of our inheritance. She plans on spending it all before she dies, is what she told me. So, you know, it's good that we're still young enough. It's good this happened while we're still young enough to build our own little empires. And it's fucking great. And it's good that, I mean, I'm grateful that my ex left me, because yeah, I can do that now. Yeah, she was vehemently against me investing in Bitcoin, so I didn't. Come on, guy. But as soon as she left, was right before Bitcoin started taking off again, and as soon as she left, I dumped a bunch of fucking money in that, and so I doubled a couple G's. So that was nice. And now Bitcoin is just kind of being boring right now. I wish it would do one thing or another, crash or skyrocket. I don't give a fuck. It'd be nice if it crashed down to 12 grand. Then I'd buy another half Bitcoin or something. Or, you know, if it skyrocketed to 1 million, then I'd move out of New Mexico. But it's just kind of sitting there being boring. I'm looking at my account and I'm like, yeah, it's a lot of money, but I have a lot of money in there, but it's not enough to justify uprooting my life with right now. And Bitcoin's not low enough to justify buying more, in my opinion. Then there's all my dividend stocks. I don't know about dividend stocks, man. I own them. I own some, but yeah, they always perform meh for me. You know, it's nice seeing all that money go into my account quarterly, but the stock market's performance is just trash most of the time. You know, an investor told me there's like there's about 7 days a year. And this was like a 401k management kind of investor. Like, he's been in the business for decades, and he's seen what the market does, and he understands this, which is why he's able to retain clients in the 401k business. Well, he told me about 7 times a year or so. Oh shit. Yeah, no, that's not the trail I want to go on. We'll keep going down this one. He said about 7 days a year on average, from what he's seen, the stock market does really well. And other than that, it's just garbage. And he said, if you somehow miss around 50% of those 7 days a year, like you're not invested during those 50% of those 7 days a year on average, then you're gonna be in the red. And I'm like, damn, on average 3.5 years or 3.5 days a year you need to be fully invested, otherwise you're fucking losing out, and you don't know when those days are. You don't know when they're gonna happen. I guess just because the stock market gets eaten up by this fervor on those days, and people just start snatching everything up. It's like, man, it's kind of discouraging. The only fucking reason why I own dividend stocks still is diversification. That's it. I don't really have any faith that it's going to make me any money or anything. All I really have faith is that it's going to outpace a savings account in gains. I don't even have faith that it'll that my portfolio over there will outpace inflation. Yeah, and then I've also got to buy back some of the silver I sold for various things. There were a couple times I had to sell silver when I was in that relationship because before I got licensed in my trade, financials were kind of strained. That she came into my life like right before I got licensed. Thought I heard something. Yeah, I got into that right before I got licensed, and so I was still making $20 an hour is all, and so that kind of strained me financially. And I had to sell some of my silver, unfortunately, some of my pieces, which were really beautiful, I can't find anywhere for a decent price. Some places want like double melt value for the pieces, and I'm like, man, I'm not, you want some water, dude? Yeah. I'm not really willing to pay that. Oh, let's set this here. I'm not really willing to pay double market value just for a piece that I liked because it's pretty. They were gorgeous pieces. But yeah, I'm not. I'll just get any old silver for $4 or $5 over spot per ounce. You good, guy? Oh, yeah. Water is so good this time of year. Yeah, buddy. Hey, close. Boom, nom. Boom. Boom, nom. Good boy. I taught him the Thai version of drink some water because I don't want motherfuckers in our neighborhood telling him to drink coolant and getting him killed, so he doesn't understand the English version of drink some water. His is boom nom, boom nom. Oh, he almost did it. So yeah, I re-upped on my silver, got some more, just about everything that I had sold to make ends meet when I first started that relationship until I got licensed. And then, oh man, it was a journey. Once I got licensed, I got a job offer for 47 or 46 an hour. I went and did that for 8 months, 50 hours a week. My take-home pay was just like $500 short of six figures. You know, it was well above six figures before tax. But man, that job was such bullshit. I only dealt with the bullshit for that long because I was in a relationship and I wanted to make all that money so that I could, you know, keep somebody else happy. Which was unsuccessful anyway, so. So a couple months after that chick left, I realized that because I hated that job and I didn't need it anymore, I was like, well, why don't I just fucking quit? Now that I'm licensed, I'm worth gold, so anybody will take me at any time. So I just looked for about 3 weeks for another job and just waited till I found a good fit. Doesn't take very long to find a really nice job in this industry because people in this industry are not a dime a dozen. It's hard to come across us, so because nobody wants to do the fucking job. Come on, guy. Nobody wants to fucking get into electrical and get licensed. So it's you know, it's a seller's market for labor in my industry. So now I'm just at a measly 36 an hour, which still makes me a 1%er in my neighborhood. My neighborhood where I live, shit, it still makes me a 1%er. So, due to low cost of living, I still have a fuck ton of money I can dump into other investments and stuff. Even after the maid and the delegating out my laundry and having groceries delivered instead of going and getting them. Even after all that. Oh, and my car payment. I always profess to you guys, hey, avoid car payments, don't finance a vehicle. It's a waste of money. Well, it is. I'm a fucking hypocrite. Look at me. Look at me, I'm a fucking hypocrite. I went in and financed a Prius. But, you know, I overpay on my car payment every month. Way overpay on it. So I'm gonna pay it off in about 2 years. So that's a lot of interest I'm not gonna be paying. Not a big fan of this trail. Kind of sucks. I'm always worried I'm gonna round a corner and get clocked by a fucking dirt bike. You're a good boy, Klaus. So yeah, I went in and fucking financed a vehicle. It's really nice though. That backpacking trip we went on is about 100 miles away from our house. It's pretty nice. We don't have to go very far. 100 miles away from the house, and there's this there's 3 river crossings on the trail before you get to a lake, so I didn't have to bring any water. Yeah, it was about 100 miles away from the house. It was all uphill the way down there, or the way up there, so all the way back was all the way downhill. So since I have a Prius, it just fucking recharged itself all the way back down to Albuquerque, and it didn't cost any gas at all to get back home, because the engine didn't turn on at all. It turned on maybe once or twice. So that's how it works. When it doesn't need the engine, it doesn't run, because it's got a massive battery it can run off of. It's a hybrid, it's not an electric vehicle, so it's still charging itself off of gas, but it also charges itself off of going downhill and braking. So I get some free energy off of going downhill and braking. That's how I get the same gas mileage on the highway as in the city. So yeah, it costed us like, I don't know, like $8 or $9 to get out there and back worth of gas. And then all that equipment I already had, it's just the food. I spent about $25 on backpacking food, so all in, you know, considering already owning the equipment, like the backpacking equipment, my whole setup is maybe $300 or $350, but you can reuse that shit almost indefinitely. Except the pack, it'll wear out eventually, but per trip the cost is negligible. But all in, equipment aside, that whole backpacking trip was less than 50 bucks for a whole weekend getaway in the woods with nobody to bug us, because there was nobody out there once we got up there. There was a lot of people at the beginning of the trail that were annoying, fucking annoying people. But damn, look at this anthill. What the fuck? Are those fucking, hey, stay away from that, Klaus. Are those fire ants? I don't think so. Oh, those are crazy, dude. That's a big ass anthill. Yeah, they really excavated a lot. Look at that. Amazing. Ants are fucking crazy. Like, if you scale that up, if you scale one of those ants up to the size of a human and scale this hill up in proportion, they like moved a whole fucking mountain with their mouths. It's fucking crazy. Amazing shit, dude. Man, ants just blow my fucking mind sometimes. What's it like to move a whole mountain with you and your friends' mouths? Fucking nuts. Hey, you might recognize that radio tower. I featured it in a video a long time ago. I don't know if anybody remembers it. Fuck yeah, dude. But yeah, this is what it's about. This is a really great way to find peace in yourself. Fucking go out, you, maybe an optional friend, and enjoy the outdoors, man. I said it's a Monday morning. The reason I'm not at work today isn't because I got fired or anything, really. I was woken up at 4:30 in the morning with my house surrounded by the police. Someone was tapping on the door. It wasn't a cop knock, and the dogs were barking. Klaus woke me up on the first knock, the first tap on the door. So I got up and I was like, what the fuck? Some fucking crackhead want something and I don't fucking have it, I'm gonna be pissed if it's some crackhead asking me for shit I don't have. Like, hey, can I have some foil? I've had motherfuckers knock on my door for that shit. Hey, can I have some foil? Fuck off. I don't have any fucking foil. You're okay, guy. I'm talking to the camera. You're a good boy. Yeah, so I got up. Oh, and I grabbed my 9mm. I wasn't too happy, and I didn't think it was the cops. It didn't sound like them. And I walk in my living room. Oh, that was a fast lizard. I walk into my fucking living room, and it's all flooded with lights. I'm like, oh, god damn it. Oh, what am I gonna get wrongfully accused of here? I put my 9mm on the desk, and I went and opened up the door. I have security doors too, so I just opened up my regular door to talk to them. I wasn't about to open my security doors right away. And I was like, hello? And they're like, hey, is this your car? And they pointed this car that was right in front of one of my doors. And I was like, oh, what the fuck? No. I couldn't even tell what make and model it was. I was like, no, that's not my car. And they're like, oh, okay. Because I was like all disoriented. I had just woken up and I was just in my boxers, so they immediately believed me that wasn't my car. And so they're like, oh, can we look around in your backyard? The suspect, I guess, got out and ran off somewhere. And I was like, you know what? I don't want anybody in my backyard that just like stole a car or something. So yeah, go ahead and check it out. And then I went and checked my garage too, just to make sure they didn't break into there and try to hide out. So yeah. Oh, I told them this is a problem because I had just woken up. I was just in survival mode. I told them, oh, this is a fucking problem because I need to go to work today. And they're like, oh, we'll get it moved out of your way as soon as we're done doing our investigation. And I was like, okay. Then later on, after I let the dogs out, after feeding them and stuff, they were still there and taking pictures of the car and looking through it for drugs and paraphernalia and stuff, weapons. And I was like, hey, you know, forget what I said about needing to go to work. You gotta take your time. Take your time investigating that, because after all this, I feel like calling in. And they laughed and they're like, okay. And so they did get the car. Admittedly, they got the car out of the way for me to make it to work eventually, but I would have been late. And I was like, ah, fuck it. I don't know if I can go into work late. I don't feel like it. So I just called in. I was like, hey, look, this is the deal. Whatever. Since it's just me and the dogs, and I have plenty of money and investments and shit now, I ain't fucking worried about money. I'll just take the day off. Fuck it. I'm making such good money now that, like, where I'm at, I work as an independent contractor for an agency, and they just hook me up with whatever contractor calls them for a licensed journeyman, because everybody needs licensed journeymen all the time. So I'm kind of like a construction site hitman. They just send me out wherever I'm needed. So I don't work directly, really. I mean, I work with them, but I don't work directly for any contractor, so I have a lot of freedoms. But the drawback is I don't get paid holidays. So whenever there is a holiday and I have the day off, I don't get paid for it. I do get sick leave, but yeah, it's a pretty nice life. Functioning as an independent. It's definitely preferable to my last arrangement, even though I was making a little more money. Because my last arrangement, they treated me like they owned my soul. And like, man, I don't vibe with that. You don't fucking own me. I can do whatever I want. If you don't appreciate that when what I want to do aligns with what you would like me to do, if you don't appreciate that, then fuck it, dude. I'm gonna fucking quit. If you only don't appreciate when my goals don't align with yours, you make a big old stink about it, but you never are happy about anything else, well then fuck you. Fuck you, I'm leaving. How about that? That's nice. I have the freedom to do that as an independent. Not having employment directly with someone. What the fuck? Dude, I'm so disoriented. I think this is our car. Well, Klaus is fucking hot anyway, so I think we might end it here. Anyways, couldn't have been a better outcome with my past experiences. 10 out of 10 would recommend getting those results. Oh, you almost peed on your leash, bro. And yeah, it's turned out great. All for the better. Fuck, being solo is the shit, huh, Klaus? Yeah, this is where we came in here. I wasn't sure if I'd get my car up this, so I just didn't even bother. I'm like, well, I have four-wheel drive. Me personally, I'm an all-terrain vehicle, so let's just fucking walk up this road. That's what I figured. I like being an all-terrain vehicle. But yeah, the results of all of that went pretty good. Come on over here. I don't know what these fuckers are doing. I don't know if they're gonna come up this road or what. Yeah, the end result is right back where I started, except I was able to get more at peace with what I wanted out of life a lot more quickly than last time. Last time I was all fucking salty and shit. Now I'm just like, yeah, this is fucking good. This is the shit, man. This is fucking where it's at. You know? And it's sad for whoever could have, you know, ended up with and settled down with me, but man, it's just not worth fucking looking. It's not even fucking worth it. You want some water, Klaus? You wanna chill here, get some water? Here, dude. Yeah, the juice isn't worth the squeeze. You know, whatever. I'm sure if I could get some of that really good juice, it'd probably taste really good and sweet, but you gotta try squeezing so many fucking fruits to get to it that it's like, fuck. Meanwhile, they're like spiky fruits and you keep fucking cutting your hands all over them. Like, man, why don't I just get a nice cold glass of water instead? Fuck yeah. Well, maybe next time we go backpacking, I'll take you guys with us. Let's see. I might be between projects in about 2 or 3 weeks, so we'll see if I could take a day or two off in addition to a weekend and take a nice long backpacking trip with you guys. Bring all of my batteries and all of my equipment so you can check the whole thing out. Yeah, you're a good boy. Man's best friend right here, this motherfucker is a beast. Other than when we first started where he's being lazy, he'll kick my ass on any trail usually. Cause he's like, oh fuck. We did 8 miles up a fucking mountain, up another mountain. Oh no, 7 miles, sorry. We did 7 miles, up one mountain, down a little bit, up another fucking mountain, up to a fucking lake, carrying all of our fucking gear on our back because he has a little attachment that goes on that little saddle bags so he can carry all of his own shit. Yeah, we carried all that shit all the way up a couple mountains on our fucking back, and he was still ready to go. So when I took his saddlebags off, he fucking had sex with them while I was setting up camp. And he was like, then I took his leash off and let him run around a little bit, and he was attacking his leash and digging holes and shit. This motherfucker just goes. He's got one setting and it's go. He's a good boy. So glad I raised him. Such a good dog. Ooh. You about ready to go home and see Big Mama Joe, Klaus? You know Big Mama Joe? Yeah, he does. She's not out here though. Well, anyway. Yeah, I hope to make more videos. Don't count on it. But just know that I'm really at peace with my current lifestyle. And yeah, we really couldn't be any happier with things. Oh, except for living in a shithole. That neighborhood sucks balls. But yeah, we'll deal with that in due time. Anyway, we're gonna go home and see Jelly, and I'm probably gonna play some Turtle World of Warcraft. That trail was a lot shorter than I expected, but whatever. I want to go home. Didn't even plan on hiking today. Just thought we'd go do a little extra adventure today. So yeah, peace out, guys, for real. It's always good to see some of your faces around, some of your, I guess, profile pictures. And yeah, maybe eventually, once all this closing shit is done, I'll show you guys some of my property, some of my new acquisitions. I'm just so chill right now. This outro is really long and drawn out. Just fucking chilling, looking around and stuff. That's the backside of the Sandias, by the way. It's really nice out here sometimes. It's really fucking dry though. There's no rivers that go down the mountain because there's not snow year round. It's not high enough elevation. Yeah, anyways, guys, peace out. Have a good one. Later.